Come and dream with me.
Hello and welcome to this What Do You Want to Watch Spoilercast for the latest film to come to Apple TV+, Coda. I'm Ashley Hobley, joining me today, Dylan Blight.
Hello, happy to be here to talk about the Sundance award-winning film.
Yep. So please be aware we'll be freely discussing anything and everything about the pop themes and any of the films so if you haven't watched to come back later. Like I just said, it's on Apple TV+. Which you can get, if you've got a PlayStation 5, you can get 6 months free subscription just by signing in. It's pretty great. So with that said, let's jump to our discussion of Coda, directed by Heder, screenplay by Heder, based on La Famille, Bélier, by Éric Lartigau, Victoria Bedos, Stanislas, Carré, Malberg, and Thomas Bidegain, starring Emilia Jones, Eugene Derbez, Troy Costa, Ferdia, Walsh-Peelo, Durant, and Marlee Matlin. Ruby is the only hearing member of a deaf family from Gloucester, Massachusetts. At 17, she works mornings before school to help her parents and brother keep their fishing business afloat, but in joining her high school's choir club, Ruby finds herself drawn to both her duet partner and her latent passion for singing. So Dylan, like you said, this obviously debuted at Sundance earlier this year, taking home the US Grand Jury Prize, US Dramatic Audience Award, and the Special Jury Ensemble Cast Award, as well as getting director Heder Best Director in the US Dramatic section. A lot of buzz about this, obviously picked up by Apple for a festival record $25 million. Dylan, what did you think of the film?
It was really good. It's this year's feel-good movie. It's not a negative to say, but everything plays out kind of as you expect. But it's just it's just one of these movies that comes along and does the feel-good formula like well enough that even though it's kind of predictable, the performances are all really good, and it's, it doesn't feel like it's dumbed down to be trying to be too feel good or whatever. Like, there is enough, realness here, and I guess it has an added element of covering a what do you call it, like a family dilemma, family dynamic or whatever that isn't particularly covered in films. Yep. I guess that's definitely adds an element to it where you haven't seen that in. Well, I definitely haven't seen a movie where it's covering like a child dealing with where the rest of her family's deaf before, or anything like that. Not something, and I definitely don't know. I don't know anyone. Don't have friends that are, So it definitely has that part there. And yeah, I mean, it is mostly sort of paint by numbers feel good, but I guess the theme, characters, and everything else feels fresh enough. It's not like if you make a feel good movie about a dog that dies, and then everyone mourns it, and then they get a puppy, and everyone like names it Snowball 2, and you're like, I've seen this movie like 20 fucking times at this point. You know what I mean? Like, it's just that sort of, it's not the feel good that you feel like you've seen a lot. So it's really good. Emilia Jones is really, really good in it. It took me like 10 minutes of watching the movie before I was like, oh, she's the girl from that fucking...
From Lock and Key.
That's it, yeah. I was like 10 minutes in, I was like doing that thing. You know when you're watching a movie and you're like... Lock and Key, it's just like sitting there forever. It like took until she took her hat off or something. I was like, wait, I recognize you. I really enjoy it. Shot well and everything like that. Kind of has this, I don't know what you call it. What would you call it? Fishing town look or what?
Actually,
it's like,
now that you mention that, I had the exact same thing, but with Ferdia from Sing Street. I was like halfway through the movie, I'm like, oh my god, that's the kid from Sing Street.
Another feel-good movie. So
yeah,
there you go. But no, I really enjoyed it. I don't feel like it's like substantially, it's not trying to be this overly dramatic movie that tells this like really dire story about people getting fucked over in the fishing industry, even though that's like part of it. It's, like that's there, but it doesn't go that. It is meant to be a feel-good movie. and it does its job and it succeeds. And by the end of it, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, like you said, it's a story we've seen told before, elements we've seen before, but just the way it's delivered, obviously with a unique vision, like a unique perspective, and just excellent work across the board amongst the cast. It was just really feel good. I'll admit, got teary-eyed towards the end. I don't know how you couldn't get like emotional. Like, I feel like it's such a unique and likable family unit. Sure, there are elements that I wish they could have explored more. Like, obviously, like, why is this family unit like completely cut off from everybody else? Like, why? I'm sure they could, if they wanted to, they could have like involved themselves with the community more. And I've seen a fair bit of a few mentions of like criticism of that kind of stuff about the portrayal of like deaf people and like them being so meek, I guess. But that could just be how that family is. I don't think you can go and say every deaf person needs to be very activist and like want everybody to treat them the same as everybody else. Like, some people can just be happy with their situation, I guess. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think, again, we really liked Emilia Jones and Lock and Key. I think she's like one of the standout elements of that show.
She was, I believe, the part where it was like the best person in the show, yeah.
Yes, and she's pretty great here. I feel, obviously, she's learned ASL over like, I think I read the 9 months before shooting, but just the delivery of the conversations in it, it's like so unique, and like how much character you can add to just that sign language that I guess as hearing people, you can add the same character that you can add to your voice and tone and that kind of stuff through your body language and how you deliver those words and that kind of stuff. Like that conversation with her mum in her bedroom, where her mum says like she was scared that she was gonna think she was a bad mother, and she tells her she is a bad mother for a bunch of other reasons. Just the way she delivers that line is like pretty memorable for me. But yeah, all the singing stuff, I mean, she's got a good voice and that kind of stuff. I mean, it's pretty cool, and it builds to a good climax for like a feel good movie. But yeah, it's hard not to like it, I think.
No. I'd find it very hard to believe that someone watched this and didn't like it. I mean, you may, I guess you could walk around.
I think there's people who are maybe a bit more jaded.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or hoping for something a bit more unique and special. But
yeah, I don't know. Like, surely you've got no soul.
I don't know. The other thing, I wish they could have done more with the brother. I feel like he might have been the one that was kind of underserviced a bit. Like,
yeah, I mean, a lot.
He has that big argument with her, and it never kind of gets resolved really well. He has that element of resentment towards her for like being the one that the parents rely on all the time, even though it was the older brother. I think it was.
It's sort of the one negative is like the ending sort of just rushes through.
Yeah,
like she does that big song, and that's the finale.
It's a montage,
and then it's like montage of everything's fine, but I was still like, so they're hiring someone, I guess, and then the brother, is he getting his wish? Is he helping out more, or are they now relying on the person they're hiring to be on the boat to also help them in the warehouse? Like there was still a lot of questions, but by the end of the movie, it's like, all right, the whole movie was about her.
Yeah.
More, less so than the family. I mean, not that was a secret, because it focused on her choosing between, family and future, or like that balance or whatever to follow her dreams and stuff. So, but it still does that thing where at the end it's like, and all these other sort of subplots and things. Credits. It's like, okay.
Never touch on it, which is always a disappointing thing, but that's just how it is. Like,
is the parents' sex life still good? Are they chafing?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on there? We never came back to that.
Wow, they really pay that off, didn't they? They set it up. They set up the joke at the start with their jock itch, and then saying they can't go 2 weeks, and then they're going at it.
Yeah, She's like, I like but that was another thing, like how good like she does delivering the ASL and like tying it all in and all that stuff, because just the way her face looks when she's like forever, like just delivers to like forever, and the parents' face of like whatever, and then she like sort of eye rolls and it was like 2 weeks, like it's the little things I think.
Yeah, definitely. And that scene where the parents are
banging it
after that, and he explains that she hopes he's wearing a condom.
Like that night, yeah.
The acting, the charades almost esque of him like playing a helmet and then full on.
Yeah, that was one of the funniest moments I think in the movie. Actually, it's just the that other dude's, what's his face? That actor's face as he's sitting there on the couch, old Sing Street mate, like sitting there and just the full arm just going on and like the helmet. And I was like, is this for real? So,
like full on acting it out, like tying up the condom at the.
Yeah, it's funny.
Just didn't need to add that bit, but
it was quite good. It was funny.
So if you didn't know, obviously the three deaf members of the family are portrayed by deaf actors, notably, of course, Marlee Matlin, who won an Academy Award back in 1986 for Children of a Lesser God. I think they were really great, like across the board. I don't think the two men, Daniel Durant and Troy Kotsur, I don't think they'd be done like any big films before this, but I thought they were like, obviously we love that scene, and I thought the brother was very good as well. So
yeah, I think the dad stands out. So Troy Kotsur or whatever stands out the most because he's quite funny in it for a lot of it. Just his delivery and stuff like that. But then it's also when he has that sort of intimate scene with her singing the song. Plus, I think he really, like, when she's doing the play and just his subtle look of, him looking around the room and you can sense him, like, you can sense him coming to the conclusion that he's going to come to, and all because of the way he's playing out that scene. So he does quite a good job there. And then the brother doesn't get as much to work with because, as we discussed, his like sort of narrative and everything else is kind of thrown to the side out of most of the characters. But between that bar fight and stuff like that, you do get a sense for like what is upsetting him and driving him. So yeah, I feel like he wasn't a problem. Also, the film just didn't have enough time to allow him to fully explore his own character.
Yeah, absolutely. I also really like the music teacher. Mr. V, techno, like really abrasive, but just what she needed. I thought it was, it was quite charming and that kind of stuff. So.
It was a very stereotypical music teacher from these sorts of movies, though, wasn't he? Like they're always like the harsh, but they really want to help you. Like it was really that sort of character.
So yeah, both really enjoyed it. Anything else you want to mention? Do you reckon we'll be talking about this film later in the year? Like, or early next year when we're talking?
I mean, possibly. Go on the short list for sure. I mean...
Is it going to get that Sound of Metal like glove?
No, it ain't going to get there, but... I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be an award, like mainstream award buzz, because I just don't know where it falls into the... Like, it's a drama, comedy, music film, like like that ain't gonna get no Academy love. It could potentially get Golden Globe, I guess. If they comedy, if they happen, if that's a thing. Like that's the only place I could see it potentially getting nominated for anything. But I mean, ExplosionNetwork.com awards could get nominated for something.
Maybe we'll see.
We have more categories than these other shitty award shows, Like so.
Yeah, we'll just invent categories to give things to stuff.
Well, we're adding more this year, so spoilers.
All right. Let us know what you thought of Coda on Apple TV Plus by going to explosion.com/Twitter and letting us know on Twitter, or you can jump to Discord at explosion.com/Discord. If you want to help us out here at What Do You Want to Watch, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and Podchaser, or tell people about the show and all the spoiler casts and regular episodes that we do every week now. We've got something coming out. If you liked this episode and thought it was worth $1, head on over to our Ko-fi page, explosionnetwork.com/support. Every little bit helps to keep the lights and servers running here at explosionnetwork.com. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time, keep watching stuff, I guess.